At the end of Gundam 1, the rebels won a great victory, killing one of the Principality of Zeon's most beloved sons and generals, Garmazabi. You could say in the Gundam universe this was the equivalent of the rebels in Star Wars blowing up the Death Star at the end of A New Hope. However, at the end of Gundam 2, Soldiers of Sorrow, we see the rebels on the run yet again, however this time deep in enemy territory. Even friendly locations are filled with spies and hidden Zaku forces. You could almost compare this to Cloud City in The Empire Strikes Back, where we are shown in the universe ruled by the Empire, nowhere is safe. Another comparison in Gundam 2 is we see Amuro take a lot of time away from the others, coming to terms with his responsibilities to save others. This could be likened to Luke training on Dagobah with Yoda, and coming to terms with the Force and the Dark Side Cave, where he learns in the end he is fighting himself, fighting his own selfishness, which would lead him to the dark side or get him killed by Vader, similar to Amuro in this case, whose wild emotions would lead him to get himself and everyone else killed on White Base if he continued. Gundam 2 is a truly fascinating film with great moments, a particular favourite of mine being the saloon scene, where Amuro first comes across Rambaral and Hamon. Here is a great interaction between sworn enemies. However, it does unveil to us, the audience, and to Amuro himself, that he and Rambaral are fighting on different sides. They are both human. This is where the lines blur between good and evil, whereas in Gundam 1 and much of the Star Wars franchise, we have one singular opinion, and that is that the Jedi are good and the Sith were evil, or the Rebellion good and the Principality of Zeon were evil. However, explored a little in Revenge of the Sith, with the iconic quote, "In my opinion, the Jedi are evil," that Anakin says while fighting Obi-Wan. Also, there has been a plethora of discussion videos on YouTube, which I highly recommend you watch, which shows how the Jedi probably aren't as good as you think they may be, but maybe the Empire trying to instill some order was all to protect the people of the galaxy. Just like Gundam in this case, we always up to this point have seen the Principality of Zeon as evil. However, really, all they wanted was independence from Earth. It all is down to perspective and opinions. Rambaral's humility after letting Amuro leave the saloon, even though he knew full well he was working with the Federation, shows that even a known figure in the Zeon army is still human and has morals. I may be clutching at straws with the next comparison, but it could be said that later on, when Rambaral discovers Amuro is the mobile suit pilot, and vice versa, Amuro realising Ral is the pilot of the Guff, who had been hunting him the whole time, as an almost Vader revealing to Luke that iconic line of "I am your father." Not really on the scale of Star Wars' big mic drop moment, but for Ral and Amuro at least, this would have been on the same scale. Finally, not an Empire Strikes Back comparison, but a New Hope comparison, is when, and spoilers ahead if you haven't seen Mobile Suit Gundam 2, Soldiers of Sorrow, Matilda is killed, saving Amuro and White Base from a surprise Zeon attack. This utterly destroys Amuro, who although yes, had feelings for Matilda, more resonates with Luke seeing Obi-Wan struck down by Vader. Both Luke and Amuro looked at their respective counterparts as mentors, inspirations for how they wanted to be as people, and most of all, dear friends. The original trilogy of Mobile Suit Gundam films are iconic in their own rights, and if you haven't watched any of them, Gundam fan or otherwise, you should definitely give them a watch. My favourite obvious being Gundam 2, Soldiers of Sorrow, with its iconic characters, stories of love and loss, real character developments from everyone we first met in the first film, especially Amuro. Anyway guys, I thank you for listening to this short video of mine, and I'll see you next time.